Alright, in the first video I tried to explain a little bit more what I was doing on each turn. It wasn't necessarily making good moves, but doing it, so I'll try to move a little bit faster here in the second video, try to get to the game conclusion. I was able to get out this blob wheel here to give me one attack. I basically have 4 trade value, and then I have this card that's going to give me a total of 5 attack, and force my opponent to discard a card. So Ian's going to look through the cards he drew at the end of his turn. He's going to discard this one here. He's going to have one less card for next turn. And let's see here. For trade value, I'm going to buy this blob card and see what else comes out. Okay, 2 value. Still don't have enough to get that, only 1 left. And then with the 5 attack ahead, I don't have enough to take out this outpost, but I can take out this one. This will go into Ian's discard pile, and then the extra 1 damage won't actually do anything. Ian started the turn with 4 cards, but this faction ability, triggering with the base here, allowed him to draw another card. So he's going to have a total of 4 attack, which he'll do to me directly there. And then with our trade value and this here, we have a total of 8 trade value. So we could go for one of the 8s, or we could go for a couple of different cards. And I actually think we're going to pick up this card here, another outpost, and also a card that will allow us to scrap cards. Alright, my turn I was able to get out this base that will allow me to either gain life or gain trade. I've got this 4 trade here, and I've got one more card left that we're going to get out in a sec. I'm going to use it for its trade value because I want to buy as many cards as possible on this turn, and you'll see why here. So I'm going to buy this for 2. Okay, so I could buy this for 4, I could buy this for 1. I'm going to go ahead and buy this for 1. Okay, so I've spent a total of 3. I can buy this for 1. So we're picking up a ton of cards this turn. Oh wow, this has worked out pretty well. So yeah, we can go ahead and pick this up, and so we've spent our 6 trade value. Another 1 has come out. So we just bought a bunch of cards that turn, and then we are also going to play our blob carrier. So this is going to allow us to do 7 damage, and because we have another blob card, put any ship we want on top of our deck. Well, this is the highest value ship. We're going to go ahead and grab it. So we just picked up a ton of cards that turn, and we're going to do 7 damage. There's an outpost here with 6 health, so we've got to destroy that first. Now with the 1 damage hitting this won't do any good, so because this is just a base and not an outpost, we're actually going to hit Ian for 1. Alright, Ian pretty much has 7 trade values. We're going to buy this for 1. See what comes out. We definitely want to scrap some cards. We're going to buy this for 2. So we've got 4 left. Alright, so now we have an interesting choice. We can get another missile bot or this stealth needle that will allow us to copy any other ship we've played. It's a pretty cool card. So even though I want to be able to get rid of more weak cards, we're going to go ahead and pick this up. This card, which allowed us to draw a card, and then with these and then this, we were able to get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buying power, and then we're going to scrap one of those with this card's ability. And now we also have some interesting stuff going on here with our blob faction triggering. Alright, now both of these triggering because of our blob ally ability. With these two, with this one here, we've got a total of 9 damage we're going to do. We got rid of Ian's other base he had out and did 4 more damage. And then with this card, we're going to go ahead and use the money. So we're going to have a total of 7 money for this turn. I wanted the 7 money because I really like this card that's worth 5. It doesn't do, it's just an outpost for 6. It doesn't do anything, but it counts as every faction, so it can trigger any other card that you play. Get 1 more out. And then with the other 2, we're going to buy one of these to help us to thin our deck. So Ian drew these 2 basic cards, this Explorer card, and then these 2. So this trade pod, will give us some money. This command ship will allow us to do 5 attack, gain 4 health back, and also draw 2 cards. And then 2 cards we drew, we managed to draw another blob fighter, which will allow them, of course, both to trigger. And one of their abilities is to draw a card. So with 11 money for the turn, these 2 look maybe interesting. So we're going to buy this one first and see what else we get. I think we're going to go ahead and pick up this ship. So there is our 11 money spent. Now with this 5 attack, this 3, this 1, and then this bonus 2, we have a total of 11 damage. Now we could go after these 2 bases, but since we're not outposts, we don't have to go after them, so I think Ian's going to decide to try to rush us down and just do 11 damage to us directly. So now on my turn, I'm going to be able to draw a card and force Ian to discard a card and trigger both of these ally abilities for an extra 4 damage. So Ian's going to go ahead and discard a scout. I also was able to scrap one of my cards and thin my deck a little bit. I got rid of just one of my starting one value ships. So now let's figure out how much money we have on the turn and how much attack. With our 4 money, we're going to go ahead and pick up this space station here. And then with these abilities, so we've got 3 damage from this card because of the ally ability, another 4 from here, and another 5 from this one, even though it wasn't able to trigger. So we have a total of, let's see here, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 14 damage we can do. We have to hit this first, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then that's going to leave us with 8 left that we're going to be able to just hit Ian with. Alright, this would be a boring turn for Ian, just basically having 6 money to spend. We're going to spend 3 on this one, mainly because if we're going to go into rushdown, we can destroy it to give 5 attack, and then we can buy these 2 more if we want to also. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, these aren't necessarily going to give us a lot of attack, so maybe we will buy this one. Okay, and then with what we have left, I guess we'll go ahead and grab this one here. But now, after we've done all that, we're actually going to scrap these 2 cards in order to get 4 more attack to bring me down a little bit further in health. I took 4 damage, but because I was able to trigger this ally ability, I was able to get 4 health back. So on this turn, I'm going to have a total of 7 trade value, and I'm also, the first ship I acquire will be able to go on top of my deck. Before I use that 7 trade value, I have this sweet little combination where I'll be able to acquire any ship I want and put that on top of my deck, and then purchase a ship and put it on top of my deck as well. And also, because these 2 are able to combine, do 13 damage. I'm definitely going to use my blob ship ability here to grab this card and put it on top of my deck, and then get another ship out and see what we get. Okay. Now, let's see here. There aren't any other ships of the faction I just got, but I definitely want to do as much attack and maybe try to finish Ian off on the next turn I want. So even though this isn't the most valuable ship, I'm going to use one of my 7 trade value and put this on top of my deck using that other on top of my deck ability, so I still have 6 left. I'm hoping the game won't go on too much longer, but I'm going to buy one of these. I kind of wish I had been able to put this on top of my deck. So I'll have 3 left in trade value. And, well, this will at least give me 2 attack. I want to focus on attack right now, so I'm going to use 1 for that and 1 for that, I guess. And finally end my turn. And now you're starting to see how the turns get more and more complicated as you go, and more interesting. So on Ian's turn, he's going to play this ship that gives him 3 attack and allows him to draw a card. And then he drew a card, and then he's going to use this stealth needle and copy this ship. So he's going to get 3 attack. Well, and the reason he was able to draw a card is because he copied this card. And also he got a blob faction out here as well. So either way, that would allow him to draw a card. So this will give him another 3 attack and allow him to draw another card. So with the 6 attack from those 2 cards, and then these 2 cards helping each other out, giving another 6 attack, and this card that we're going to scrap at the end of the turn, we have a total of 14 attack. I forgot it was actually 15 attack because of our blob wheel, and then we have 6 money, and then we can put the top card, the first ship that we buy on top of our deck, but none of these ships are really looking great for attack, and we want to try to finish, well, Ian wants to finish me off. I'm at 11, and Ian's at 14. Ian purchased an Explorer because he knows it can do 2 damage if he's willing to scrap it, and the barter rolled up there, and a trading post came out in the corner. Alright, so back to my turn. I've got this 3 trade, which I'm not too worried about. I'm trying to finish the game. So I get to draw a card here, and then because I have a blob faction out already, I get to draw a card there. So let's see, we've got 8 attack right now, 9, and then 5 more if we scrap this card. Alright, so if we scrap this card for 5, and this gives us 6, and then we had another 5 here, which gives us 11, and then another 3, so we're up to 14. So that's automatically, right there, enough to win the game. Plus, the 2 cards we drew gives us another 2, and then this will trigger for another 6. So we've got 8 damage more than we need to finish the game, and with that attack, because there are no outposts out, we're able to do more than the 14 damage and end the game. So that was an entire 2-player game of Star Realms. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to see how the game escalates. It may start off a little bit slow, but the turns definitely get more and more interesting as you go, and decide if it's something you might be interested in. Unlike in real life, I was actually able to beat my opponent, but seeing as they weren't really here, I guess it doesn't count. But remember, with more than one deck, you can play with more players. with the second deck, you can play variants with 3 or 4 players, and then there's even a 6-player variant with the 3-on-3. All different kinds of way to play. And again, if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and check it out. It's a game I highly recommend. All right, thanks. Bye.